This is Under Armour Lacrosse Live, and we are on Strong Island on the campus of Comsewogue High School, Shoreham Wading River. The Wildcats coming in to take on the Warriors. Thanks for joining us here. I'm Booker Corrigan alongside Ohio State midfielder Mitchell Pehlke. Mitchell, rivalry game. These teams know each other. What's at stake for them in bragging rights?
I mean, it's everything. Town to town. Shoreham River is 6-0, Comsewogue 5-1. A lot of bragging rights. These kids definitely know each other. Shoreham loaded with Under Armour All-Americans, so it's going to be a good one tonight.
It always is a good one. These two teams get together. It's a beautiful night, so we have all that to look forward to. It's going to be interesting. You alluded to the Under Armour All-Americans, Shoreham Wading River, with the Schwartz twins, Johnny and Tyler. They're Carolina. You were telling me they're Carolina commits.
Yep.
In your pregame prep, you also discovered Jake Wilson,
Yep.
a Duke commit. These guys are going to play in big-time games, but tonight they're going to have their work cut out because Comsewogue's coming for them. Comsewogue coming off a little bit of a loss to Mount Sinai, 10-7, but they are ready to go. When you get ready for a rivalry, Mitchell, what's the last thing that goes through your mind?
It's the best feeling in the world, I gotta say. Obviously, our biggest rival is the team up north, and we played them 3 times this year. And you know, you take those chances for the best, and you never look back. And it's just an exciting moment. Like, I miss high school days like this, playing against my Rebels. So I only imagine what they're feeling.
And you say that as an Ohio State guy. It's the team up north.
Yep.
Do you use the letter M ever in anything?
You can't. Even when we play the team up north in football, I go around campus, cross out the M's. It's the way we do it. It's the Buckeye way, we say.
It is tremendous. And Ohio State had a good year this year. They were serviceable. They found a way to do some things well. They found a way to throw the ball in the bleachers every now and then. That's lacrosse.
It is.
Right?
It is indeed. Definitely think we had better players than our record came out to be, but excited for next year. Class comes in, class goes out, so back to work.
And it'll be interesting to see how things evolve in tonight's game. Comsewogue, again, 5-1. Shoreham Wading River and their coach, Mike Taylor, at 6-0. Mike Taylor, also one of those Under Armour All-American underclass event coaches. He coached the highlight team, the older group in 2020. He's going to drop down to the younger group in 2021 and coach the command team. And, of course, for Comsewogue, Coach Pete Mitchell, which is also the name of a famous movie character, Mitchell. First quiz tonight. I know you don't know it. Maverick from Top Gun.
Never seen
Pete
it.
Mitchell. Pete Mitchell.
Pete Mitchell, okay.
Yeah. Comsewogue getting introduced. They will be in the home whites. Shoreham Wading River will be in their road blues. At Comsewogue, they are proud to have their uniforms provided by Rick Beardsley.
The legend.
Uncle Rick, one of the great
Big
follows.
Legendary on social media, from Syracuse.
Yeah.
Legend there. Name definitely rings a bell all around.
Yeah. Upstate star who went and peddled his wares at Syracuse for the Orange. Syracuse falling in the NCAA tournament last weekend to Georgetown.
Jack Caraway from my city, A-Town, Annapolis. Absolutely killed it.
Yeah. St. Mary's Star, now a finalist for the Tewaaraton. 6 of the last 10 men's lacrosse players have won the Tewaaraton, and 9 they were Under Armour All-Americans.
Really?
Yep. And 9 of the women's were Under Armour All-Americans before they went on to win the Tewaaraton. So it's certainly something, great indication. If you want to try out for that Long Island Under Armour underclass team, it is July 15th for the boys on Long Island, July 19th for the girls. A lot of folks watching tonight. We're getting reports that people are watching Connecticut, all over the Ohio State area, obviously. The Connie region will try out July 1st and 2nd. We'll pause momentarily for our national anthem. 20th, folks. Plenty excited. This is Under Armour Lacrosse Live, powered by CSE. We got the Tector Shield halftime show coming up between the second and third quarters. It's going to be a beautiful night. Great lacrosse on display. We've already talked about the stars that you're going to need to keep an eye on. And of course, this is just a rivalry right from the opening face-off. There's people who are a little nerved up, a little anxious. What's the best way to settle them down, settle yourself down before a big game?
I think the best way is, you know, what I always do, especially in college and in high school, is just take 3 deep breaths. Take 3 deep breaths, say it's okay, and then ball out. I mean, you're with your best friends playing high school lacrosse.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, you know, we lost 2020 for a lot of terrible reasons. And we're getting back into it. And the thing I love about this spring is that all these kids got a chance to pull a jersey over their head, get together with their closest friends, and go do something that means a lot to them.
Absolutely.
Yourself included. Ohio State, you guys got to play.
Yep.
Face-off man for Shoreham Wading River, none other than Sean Miller. And facing off for Comsewogue, Kevin Radman, committed to, where did you say he was committed to?
Marist.
Marist, that's right. Mitchell Pehlke joining me in the booth tonight out from Corrigan, and it is a gorgeous setting as the Warriors take on the Wildcats. Great chance to thank all our brave servicemen and women and first responders who do all those things to protect our freedoms, because freedom ain't free, and they have more courage than I do. Shoreham Wading River with the opening face-off W, and they will go on offense. Everybody's going to get a little bit of a touch right here, especially in a rivalry game. It's important to get into that flow.
Get in the flow, get the nerves gone.
Francisco Cortez, close to double digits in goals so far this year. Gets it back up top center, now down the wing. Nice little under move by Schwartz, number 6. Cortez shot. And a nice save by goaltender Mason Oak. For Comsewogue, and they get the clear up the far side. The crowd right beneath us, awful loud, enthusiastic, and happy to be here. This is Jake Deasy, 13 goals, 15 assists on the season. Deasy gets a little bit of a step, but they're going to settle things and get everybody a touch in this one too. Get the defenders to turn their head. Mitchell will get into that now. Get a little shorty on shorty.
Shorty on short, taking the matchup. Bam. There it is. Jake Deasy.
And the home team Warriors go up 1-0. That's just good team offense. Goal by Jake's Mantillon. See him just disappear. Feed by Mantillon. Goal by DC. Good lacrosse.
Good lacrosse right there. The bench absolutely fired up.
It's one of those fields that's surrounded by a track, so it's covered by netting. Nets everywhere. And the home team, 5-1 Warriors, take the 1-0 lead, but we got a lot of lacrosse left.
Shorty on short, taking the matchup. Bam. There it is. Jake Deasy.
Sean Miller back at the face-off logo.
Go, Mace!
And he's going up against Kevin Radman. And again, Shoreham Wading River wins the face-off. We get a procedural violation. A timeout called early by Shoreham Wading River. A lot of lacrosse left on a beautiful night in Long Island. A treat to be here, Under Armour Lacrosse Live.
Gift guide, thought it was a really cool accessory and a really different way of looking at a rebounder.
What I love about this one is that it's a hard wall instead of one of the soft wall kickbacks.
Shorty on short, taking the matchup, bam.
Good look at the Warriors. Comsewogue hosting Shoreham Wading River. Coach Pete Mitchell giving his guys some last-minute instructions as we get a good look at Mason Oak. Goaltender committed to
Quinnipiac.
Mitchell Pehlke. Is there anything he doesn't know? It's incredible. It's almost like he has it written down on paper. It's incredible. It'll be Shoreham Wading River possession. The Wildcats come in unblemished. Coach Mike Taylor doing a great job with his Wildcats, 6-0. Their last game, a 12-6 win over East Islip. As Francisco Cortez backs it up. Nice handle on the bounce pass by Schwartz. And this is number 20, Alec Gregoric. 13 goals on the season coming in today. Gregoric comes off the pick. And that wasn't really an unnecessary roughness. Cortez, top center. Comsewogue appears to be playing man straight so far. We'll see if they slide some zone in. Vicentin, number 11 in for the Wildcats. Shoreham Wading River looking to attack. 3 Under Armour All-American seniors on this team. Both the Schwartzes and Wilson, stars for this squad. Pass up top, and there's the diagonal look. Unable to be handled, but a good ground ball by Lochtenmeyer. Under dodge, a little high hit. And referee with his hand up as Mason Oak gathers it. And it looks like we will have our first man-up opportunity. The Shoreham Wading River man-up unit, 60% of the time, it works every time. Referees today, Dr. Kenneth Noisewater, Rick Tamlin, and Ron Burgundy bringing you the call. Shoreham Wading River will be man advantage. Just over 8 minutes remaining first quarter. Johnny Schwartz gets it down to Cortez. Moving the ball. You catch the ball with your feet moving and your hands free. If you don't think that's awesome, you need awesome lessons. Liam Kirschus with the goal. Good ball movement on that, Mitchell.
Absolutely. Came up the hash, got his hands free, punched them. Little high to high from Liam. Just what the college coaches want to see.
And you talk about the college thing. You play the college game now. Just finished your second year at Ohio State. How often does he practice that?
Probably all the time. I mean, a thing a fan wouldn't see from that is just how quickly he got the ball out of his stick, especially at the college level. It's the most important thing.
Average players cradle the ball.
Yep.
Big face-off win that time for Comsewogue. That was Jack Hanley, just a junior. And Comsewogue on offense. This is DC, your goal scorer for the Warriors. Number 20, Justin Bonacci. Distant relative of the great Joe Bonacci of Syracuse fame, played in that famous 1989 national championship game. Here's DC, up to Bonacci. Bonacci's gonna take it for a spin, just a sophomore. He's being minded by Max Barone. This is Katz. Katz gets it back to DC. DC guarded by Jake Wilson, the Under Armour All-American Senior Selection. Great Abe Lincoln's mullet. Low to low burner. And even the public address guy's a little revved up on that one. You can hear him hollering.
Like that. Look at the hair. Absolutely flowing.
You see, just with shoulders in, takes the brunt. Good play.
Good play. Absolutely. Came around, 2 hands on the stick. Has the ability to feed and shoot quickly. Just a next level play from DC.
DC finds a way to get the shot off despite Wilson. All over. Comsewogue comes right back out with Kenny Summit facing off, number 32 in white. Still Sean Miller. Somewhere Jack Ryan still looking for Sean Miller. This is Chris Vessitin.
2-1.
Shares it with Gregor. Cortez, top center. A little sky whammy at him. Cortez. Shot never really makes it. Now it's ladled across the field by Mason Oak. And Comsewogue will look to clear. Double team at the midline. Could be a little chaos, and we're going to get a timeout by Coach Pete Mitchell. As Comsewogue leads 2-1. Good lacrosse. Great teams on a beautiful night.
Gift guide, thought it was a really cool accessory and a really different way of looking at a rebounder.
What I love about this one is that it's a hard wall instead of one of the soft wall pitchbacks.
Great look at Comsewogue, the Warriors. Playing well so far, getting work done. And when I say playing well, Jake DC, impressing you so far, Mitchell.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys saw it with his first goal of the night. Coming around, shaking and baking his defender. Keeping 2 hands on the stick, creating separation, diving, hitting the low corner. That's their one
The
goal.
only mistake you made is that's his second goal. He scored the first one as well.
Oh, off these
See that? See that?
Okay, we're learning
Getting there.
here.
Yeah, a young buck, you know, rocking a mullet. For those of you keeping score at home, there's one broadcaster with a mullet here. Comsewogue back on offense. Coming out of the timeout. Mantione, number 24, gets it. Now they're going to settle. Pick it, goal line extended, kind of like that. We're going to talk about the two-man game in a moment, Mitchell. Booker Corrigan, Mitchell Pehlke bringing it to you. And this is Vincent Herbstman. Herbstman gets it around, and now they're just going to spin it one more time. Cats, number 23, inside those hash marks. Cortez doing a nice job on defense right here. Oh, Cats hitches and then loses it. There's Wilson with the scoop. Impressed by his play so far. Showing all the reasons why he was selected for that Under Armour senior game. And again, if you want to try out for that underclass, it's the best way to get your foot in the door as far as making or being selected for that senior game. Long Island tryouts July 15th for the boys, 19th for the girls. Connie, July 1 and 2, and New England, July 19th. Nice little slip dodge underneath Cortez. Hitches. They go back to the well where they scored their first goal. Ground ball gathered. Oh, inside feet. Oh, no, not you, fat Jesus. Mason Oak doing work, and then a little overexcited. They throw the ball out of bounds. It'll be Shoreham Wading River possession. This is Gregoric. Saved by Oak there.
Electric save. Comsewogue now in his zone, looking to switch it up.
What would be a reason why a team would switch when they've only given up one goal, and it was a man-up goal?
I think just to give him something early. Switch it up on him early. It is only 2-1, but obviously Shoreham River has a lot of prospects on that team.
Cortez gets it up, and this is Vassington. Now he gets it over to Schwartz. Schwartz pushes it along the inside. Cortez feeling it just a little wide.
Cortez there with the high bouncer. College coaches love that. It's definitely an echo in the Division I level.
And they go right back to Cortez. They like this matchup. Some patient offense right now by Shoreham Wading River. Diagonal pass handled by Vassington. Cortez, patient, number 7 for the Wildcats. Burner, and again, Mason Oak looking like blue steel, giving them looks down there. This is Schwartz. Diagonal pass again, Mason Oak! Slide it on back. No soup for you. And the clear attempt by Minma. Ball gets checked away, and Shoreham Wading River goes right back into clear mode. And this is Cortez. Francisco Cortez was playing defense the last time Comsewogue had the ball. He might be ready for a little substitution break. Clock in the middle of your screen. 2:40 remaining here, first quarter. Cortez gets it down. Shot never made it to the cage. And it's spirited towards the sideline, but a whistle, and we will learn of the foul. As referee Jeremy Beckwith comes over to make the call. We got an offside violation. And Shoreham Wading River will be up for 30 seconds. Mitchell, you're playing man up. Is there a difference in what you run based on it being a 30-second foul or a 1-minute foul?
Yeah, I'd say so, especially at the college level. You know, you want to take full advantage of those 1-minute penalties, get it around more, set into your offense. But yeah, definitely, you're taking full advantage of those penalties. You know, clock management at the college level is huge.
Shoreham Wading River on the 30-second advantage with 2:22 to go. Swartz top center down to Cortez. 2-3-1 formation. Let's see if they change things. They slide into a 1-4 momentarily. Long pass return on the follow. What's the advantage in the man-up of switching formations?
Switching formations definitely gets the defense moving. Defense looking different places and definitely opens up different things.
Pass inside. Shot rings iron. Post Malone showing up early here. Shoreham Wading River with a second chance possession here.
Cortez seems to be the do-it-all guy tonight.
He is the Swiss Army knife for the Wildcats. Coach Mike Taylor loves what he has in Cortez. Shot in, that time by Gregoric. And the rebound again. Cortez quickly moves it. Oh, now he did it. Oh, rebound goal. What a save. What a scoop. What a finish. Johnny Swartz.
Goal number 6, Swartz.
May or may not have been a garbage goal, but they all count one, right?
Absolutely. As long as you put it in the back of the net.
There's the shot. Easy rebound. Swartz composes himself, takes a breath, and just like the day after a bad chili cook-off, we're not at a deuces. Comsewogue trying a new face-off guy that time, number 32, Kenny Summit, doing some work. His second face-off of the night. Comsewogue comes away with possession. As the clock now trickles below the 1-minute mark, 48 seconds in the quarter. So far, so good. Fairly clean for a rivalry game. This is Cole Donnelly. Michael Katz, number 23, pushes it along the end line, and they'll get it all the way back up to Matillon. DC rolls off, feeds the inside. Oh. And they tried to call a timeout there, which would have been their second timeout. I think they might be glad they didn't get that. DC against Wilson. This is a matchup. Wilson wins this one. Rebound comes right to Matillon. And there we go. First quarter in the book. Mitchell, your impressions?
DC and Wilson will be a matchup all night. Wilson going to UNC, DC going to Marist. Can't wait to see that happening all night.
Live racing is back on June 5th. It's the Baltimore 10 Miler. The 13th annual Baltimore 10 Miler has a new location, the Hunt Valley Town Center. This will be one of the very first large events in the state of Maryland, and we're excited to be able to get you outdoors and active again. Everyone gets an Under Armour race shirt. You'll love this year's Finisher's Medal featuring the fastest animal on land. Learn more and register to run live at Baltimore. or10miler.com. We'll see you on June 5th for this year's B10.
We have come a long way. All the amazing advancements in medicine. And while science has become better at treating people, we can't ever forget the importance of how we simply treat people. At MedStar Health, we believe it doesn't take a brain surgeon to get the best way to talk to a doctor isn't always in person. And that inside every human body lives a human being. The best of our minds, the best of our hearts. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
Outstanding high school lacrosse career. But when the kid touches the ball, he scores goals. Say hello to Matt Rambo. Look at the spin move. As Rambo steps in, sticks it.
Awesome. That was a good time.
Matt Rambo is just taking over.
Capping a historic year for the University of Maryland. Matt Rambo.
Booker Corrigan and Mitchell Pehlke bringing you the call. Mitchell, I just watched the Matt Rambo ad. He was an Under Armour All-American in the underclass for Philadelphia. Then for the senior game, there's one correction we got to make, though. And you're a Big Ten guy. They had him down as the all-time leading scorer at Maryland, and I don't know that he is any longer.
Not anymore. Jared Bernhardt absolutely lighting it up this year. One of the top Tewaaraton finalists for this year. Just took over that record, so excited to see what he does in the postseason.
If I had to put you on the spot, who do you think's going to win the Tewaaraton this year?
Jared. I mean, seeing him live in game, they definitely beat us down pretty bad in those two games we saw him, but an athlete, and you
Jake
see it
Caraway?
firsthand. I think it goes Jared, Pat, Caraway.
Kavanaugh finishing second?
I think so.
What about Sowers and Chris Gray? I'll tell you what, they can play on my team. Comsewogue with the face-off win. Get used to it, folks. They've been winning the bulk of the face-offs tonight. And they go right back on offense. Second quarter underway here from Comsewogue. The Warriors. They're 5-1. Shoreham Wading River 6-0. Two of the top teams in the area and bitter rivals. Wilson against DC. Gets it up top. This is Katz. Katz rolls back. Little crazy Ivan right by the hash mark. Little sidearm feed. Hit it by Katz. Shot goal. Katz. Oh, yeah. He is I and I is him. Slim with the tilted brim. Michael Katz, just a junior. What makes this goal possible, Mitchell?
I think just the eye level of Katz. You know, coming in from the crease, keeping his head up, always looking for the feed.
You get a quick little shot of the Baltimore 10-miler. Here it is.
Keeping his stick high as he comes across the middle. Pulling it forward for his chest so he doesn't get checked out. And then knowing where to shoot it. The goalie wasn't on pipe there, so he came near side. And an absolute lightning goal from Katz.
Good wing play so far for both squads. Shoreham Wading River's Luke Gorman, number 14, battles for it, but they're going to give possession to Comsewogue. This is Cole Donnelly. Inside shot, goal, finish it. Vincent Herbstman, the senior, committed to Oneonta. Herbstman with the finish. And I got to tell you, Mitchell, it's a nifty little feed onto the inside right there. Pretty nifty. Yeah.
Right off the defender, keeps his eye on the ball, sticks it low. The hardest place for the goalie to save. A lot of credit to Herbstman.
And we are right back to the face-off dot. Sean Miller taking the bulk of the face-offs for Shoreham Wading River. And this time we got a pair of 8s going at it. As Kevin Radman back in, and Comsewogue comes up, shot, goal. Oh, no you didn't. Blast right by Robert Troiano, goaltender for Shoreham Wading River. Right off the faceoff.
Right off the faceoff, fakes it to the point man. Stings it low. Definitely an opportunity. Oh, actually the low to high. Absolutely snipes a corner. Nothing like your Fogo hitting a goal. It doesn't happen often, but the sideline was lit up.
And Shoreham Wading River sends out number 35, Liam Gregoric, for the face-off. Sean Miller still doing work. And now we got a bit of a hot, sloppy mess just south of the logo. And a timeout on the field. Shoreham Wading River wants to talk things over. They trail 5-3 with a full 10 minutes. As we see Mattione going low to high. We could. There's the cut. Here's Kitchen. It wasn't behind the back. Kind of
over the head.
Yeah, twister. Little Tommy Marichek. Twister. Tommy Marichek, of course, the director of lacrosse down at IMG Academy. And Syracuse legend. Shoreham Wading River playing make it, take it this time as Visiton comes up with the ground ball, and they're right back on offense. This is Johnny Schwartz. Gets it over to Cortez.
Comsewogue now in a little bit of a man zone.
Matchup. Yep. One of my favorite defenses is the matchup zone. Nice dodge by Schwartz. Shot, goal. Schwartz proving why he's an Under Armour All-American Senior Games selection. Inside Lacrosse does such a great job with those, and Schwartz buries that one. You've swept across the top like that. How do you find that low corner?
It's all about placement. I mean, he put it in the perfect position, bottom right, sweeping right to left, getting his hands free, keeping them high, away from the defender, going under, getting the shot out before that defender comes. Oak had no shot at saving that.
You want to beat Mason Oak, that's the game you got to bring. And I noticed in your analysis there, you talked about getting his hands out away from his body, get his hands up. That really gives you the option to go high, low, even drop it down sidearm if you have to.
Goalies on my team and college goalies will say the hardest shot to save is high to low, overhand.
Yeah. And just like that, it is Cinco de Tayo. 5-5 your score, 6.5 minutes to go, second quarter. Under Armour Lacrosse Live, powered by CSE. Under Armour tryouts, great way to jumpstart your recruiting experience. And of course, it is a great way to measure yourself against the best talent in the area. Some defensive pressure as we see a flag fly high in the air. And that's going to be a push that'll bring about the flag, but it won't be a push itself. Alex Kirschus guilty of the push, but that is not going to be a flag. It's just going to kill the man down. Mitchell, talk about your experience in the Under Armour underclass as far as the best players in your region trying out, and then nationally when you made the team, you got to play against some greatness.
Yeah, I'll never forget it. It was one of the first weeks of my sophomore summer, headed down to, I think it was Langley High School. Connor Schellenberger, Danny Moltz, Rory Bracken, Timmy Marcel at Hopkins. bunch of greats cut to come, and obviously made the team. And going to a tournament like that, you're playing with the best kids in your class, and it was a true experience to see how good you are against the talent in your grade. And balled out and had a good team. We actually lost to Baltimore in the championship by 1. Jack Sawyer with the overtime game winner.
Oh, Saucy Jack.
Saucy.
They like to call him Saucy as Shoreham Wading River goes on the man advantage. A thrill to be a part of this rivalry game. Shot goes wide of Mason Oak, backed up by Lockenmeyer. Kitchen all the way behind. Cortez gets it down. It's wheeled. Oh, yes, 6'5". Shoreham Wading River rolling heavy like Danson and Highsmith. Liam Kirsch's coming from behind, scoring that one.
Kirsch's with a textbook coming up the hash shot. Sidearm to the low corner.
Where are you on sidearm shots?
I'm there. College coaches don't like it, I will say, but I think it's a go. You get the shot off quicker, in my opinion, and faster, and personally, I can place it better. But Kirsch's with the sidearm ripper up the hash. Number 25, my number at Ohio State. I love that, Liam.
And it was also a young man in Virginia wore number 25, if I'm not mistaken. Kevin Pehlke. Famous number 25, 4-time All-American, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Great face-off win by Sean Miller. And right now, Shoreham Wading River showing why they're undefeated as they continue to keep their foot on the gas. It's funny, as a coach, I would always tell kids, I don't care how you shoot. If you score goals and make plays and shoot effectively and make the goalie make saves, you're going to be out there playing.
Yep.
And if you shoot wide or you shoot underhand way over the cage or sidearm way wide, you're probably going to watch a lot of the game from next to me or from just behind where I'm standing.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is you just got to prove to your coach you can make those shots.
Yeah.
So if you're a sidearm shooter, you got to prove to him that you can do that.
And it's funny, the guys love to stand in the bleachers, overhand, but they never had a chance to take a sidearm shot. A lot of those guys never played the game.
Yeah.
The other one I love is when they yell 2 hands on the ground ball, but as a midfielder, you know there's times when you're at full speed, you're scooping it 1 hand.
You got it.
Yeah. There's times as a coach I've yelled 1 hand. You slow down and go 2 hands and you get Lumber City. Lumber Liquidators.
The forearms are done.
Great play by goaltender Troiano. And this is Vincentton. Mason Oak
save.
Back into feeling it. We get a good shot at Mason Oak right there. Great outlet pass as well. We're going to get another flag. That's one of the, where are you on the trip calls? Nobody ever intended to trip anyone, but it's still a 1-minute foul.
I'm right there with. I think accidents obviously happen, and it's just unfortunate, especially like you look back at the Duke Notre Dame game this past season. Came down to the wire. Pat Cavanaugh, the last-second shot, shoe fell off. Just little incidents like that. It comes with the game.
That's the right call in that game.
Yeah.
You cannot play with all of your equipment. So
Yeah.
if his glove had fallen off, they'd have blown it dead. His shoe came off. It's unfortunate. That's life in the big city. And of course, he had to score. He comes out, shoots wide.
I know.
They'd be like, "Oh, you get the ball back." They're like, "Oh, hit the post." He could have saved everybody a lot of angst, but now we all know the rule. Comsewogue on the man advantage, stepping into one, logs on to istingcorners.com. James Mantillon. Wow.
Mantillon with the absolute missile. Sidearm righty to the lefty corner. Putting one in. 7 for 9. 7 goals, 9 assists this year. He'll be heading to Pace next year. Look at that shot.
That's a good feeling when you're staring down the goalie like that.
The little celebration.
But just flat out rip. An old school sidearm scorcher. And we're tied 6-6. Shoreham Wading River had a ton of momentum going, but that will stem the tide momentarily. Don't go anywhere. At halftime, we have the Tector Shield halftime show. Thank you so much to our friends at Laxworks. My man Tom Schaefer, he's a Long Island guy. Laxworks rebounder walls are phenomenal. If you haven't thrown on one, they make the old bounce backs look silly. That ball comes back at you at game speed, whereas at the bounce back, it's kind of lobbed back to you. Lockenmeyer rolls back, guarded by Minma. This is Liam Gregoric. All the way behind against the invert. That is Brett Deegan, number 33, playing some defense right now with a short stick. Here's Lockenmeyer against Minma. Oh, what a play, Mason Oak, what a save. Goodness, son. Oh, Lockenmeyer comes away with an inside feed shot goal. We got live action. Where's Lolly? Get the bag, Neil. Great finish by Gregoric. A goal mouth scramble. And Shoreham Wading River, the Wildcats, cash it in. Tied up in the net. And Lockenmeyer with the ability to see the inside.
Gregoric there from the fallen shot. Lockenmeyer gets it, feeds it right back to the crease. Gotta love that.
And Gregoric, he was the one who got knocked down to the turf, rolling to the front, and so the defense kind of forgets about you. We don't have to guard him, he's on the ground. And he stands up, Lockenmeyer puts it right in his stick.
Bam, makes it. Mason Oak, though, playing silly tonight.
Like silly. Silly like that, I tell you. Sean Miller taking the bulk of the faceoffs for Comsewogue. Kevin Radman facing off for him this time against Miller. Radman wins it for the Warriors. Warriors now trail 8-6. Shoreham Wading River imposing their will. Nice play by Luke Gorman. But just like that, it's turned over, and this is Michael Katz. Katz, he already has a goal today. DC with the first 2 goals for Comsewogue. And here's Herbsman. Donnelly looking to get it back to Herbsman. Will now backpedal towards the logo. Mantillon backing his man in. Comes out, free shot goal, Mantillon. I'm having a bad day. Don't make me take it out on you. Speed dodge there, Mitchell.
Speed dodge, a little bull dodge there. Comes down the hash, shoots it low. Ducks low, I think the goalie was there, but sneaks it by him. Kind of dips his head and shoots low. Love that, though.
And
a
when
little
you talk
chest
about
bump.
dipping your head, what is that throw the goalie off?
Usually in college, they tell you to dip your head, shoot high, or raise your chin, shoot low, to kind of get the goalie guessing. The goalies like to look at your face and your hips and your hands wherever you're shooting. But definitely at Ohio State, you know, head high, shoot low, head low, shoot high.
And how many guys on the Ohio State team are rocking mullets presently?
You know, it was a bold statement for me to come in with it freshman year. Actually, no one has them. I remember all the guys were calling me Mullet Mitch right when I got there. But it's something I've had for, honestly, coming up on like 7 years now.
Really?
Yeah, it's not really anything new.
And your dad lets that fly?
He lets it fly. My dad has actually had the same haircut his whole life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, until he starts losing it. And then
A lot of grays are coming in.
Yeah. Shot goal. Comsewogue will not go quietly into the night. We are tied at 8. Credit that one to Justin Bonacci, the sophomore.
4 goals, 10 assists this season. Look at that. 12-yard ripper low. Stepping into it. Oof.
Hands away from the body, too.
Gotta love that. Nothing like a sophomore shaking it up.
Under a minute to go in the half. Wow. No team with more than a 2-goal advantage at any point. And we're in our 4th tie of the game. Pre-whistle violation will give possession back to Shoreham Wading River. That is Liam Gregoric. And Gregoric now has it top center, gets it to Swartz. Swartz will always get the long pole, and he doesn't shy away from it either. Some zone principles right now by Comsewogue. Couple cradles, couple hitches in it. Leg in the way by Mason Oak, and it's picked up by Minma. Oh, a little sky whammy by Minma. He's got some cabbage going. Mason Oak gets it up quickly, and now it's Sean Miller. Kevin Radman with a long shot, and that'll bring us to halftime. Wow, what a half. Booker Corrigan and Mitchell Pehlke bringing you the call on Under Armour Lacrosse Live, powered by CSE. Thank you so much to our friends at Getz, and of course, the Tector Shield halftime show on the other side of this.
Outstanding high school lacrosse career. But when the kid touches the ball, he scores goals. Say hello to Matt Rambo. Look at the spin move. As Rambo steps in, sticks it.
Awesome. That was a good time.
Matt Rambo is just taking over.
Capping a historic year for the University of Maryland, Matt Rambo.
We have come a long way. All the amazing advancements in medicine. And while science has become better at treating people, we can't ever forget the importance of how we simply treat people. At MedStar Health, we believe it doesn't take a brain surgeon to get the best way to talk to a doctor isn't always in person, and that inside every human body lives a human being. The best of our minds, the best of our hearts. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
August Getz came from Germany, bought a chewing gum company. World War II happened, no more chicken. Began making caramels filled with creams, aka bullseyes. Bright idea. Stretch a caramel cream into a stick and call it cowtails. Tails like fairy tales. Put them in cups. Became #1 selling 25-cent item. Added flavors. Started making minis. Added different pack types. Still family owned. Loved for generations by generations. GetSome.com.
It is halftime here at Comsewogue High School on Long Island as Comsewogue playing Shoreham Wading River. A great first half. Booker Corrigan alongside Ohio State's Mitchell Pehlke. And just like the rug ties the room together, halftime highlights and stats tie the game together. Let's take a look at how things got going.
Started out with a little inside feed to DC. Absolutely loved that to start off a little rival game. Love the flow by DC and rocking number one.
Love that. Here is Shoreham Wading River. Catching the ball with your feet moving, hands free.
Coming up the hash, getting the ball that quick. College coaches love to see that. Definitely a next level play.
Here's DC going against Wilson, and he finds a way to thread a needle. Outside blast saved by Oak. Mason Oak has played fabulously, the goaltender for Comsewogue.
Phenomenal. Definitely keeping them in the game. Shoreham firing shots, but Oak keeping them in them.
Michael Katz getting one right there off the crease feed. And there's our second rebound goal of the game.
Nothing like a little face-off goal. Low to high. Absolutely snipes the left corner. Love that. Bench fired up. Hockenmeyer with the hitch, coming over the top, keeping his hands free. Next level IQ play there.
And this is where Shoreham Wading River really got it rolling. They jumped out to a little bit of a lead. Swartz right here, proving why he's an Under Armour All-American Senior Selection.
On the run, left-handed, coming across, 11 yards out, snipes that lower corner. Textbook up the hash. My dad always told me you make the goal and you get head after, you never feel the hit.
Yeah. Score a goal, be willing to pay a price. No price to be paid right there for Mantione.
Hockenmeyer keeping his head up. Damn. Inside the crease.
Feeds the crease, finds the open man, and this is Mantione again. Acceleration domination. And you can see the excitement on these young fellas. Bonacci gets on the score sheet. Great first half. We're stepping away for just a moment. Second half is sure to be fantastic. That's the Tector Shield halftime show. Corrigan Sports Enterprises is a full-service sports marketing and event management company. Every detail from marketing, public relations, logistics, and cleanup, Corrigan Sports Enterprises handles events from conception to fruition. The premier lacrosse and recruiting tournaments and high-profile running events. Corrigan Sports Enterprises, bringing your dreams to life.
We have come a long way. All the amazing advancements in medicine. And while science has become better at treating people, we can't ever forget the importance of how we simply treat people. At MedStar Health, we believe it doesn't take a brain surgeon to get the best way to talk to a doctor isn't always in person, and that inside every human body lives a human being. The best of our minds, the best of our hearts. MedStar Health. It's how we treat people.
August Getz came from Germany, bought a chewing gum company. World War II happened, no more chicle. Began making caramels filled with creams, aka bullseyes. Bright idea. Stretch a caramel cream into a stick and call it cowtails. Tails like fairy tales. Put them in cups. Became #1 selling 25-cent item. Added flavors. Started making minis. Added different pack types. Still family owned. Loved for generations by generations. GetSome.com.
Gift guide, thought it was a really cool accessory and a really different way of looking at a rebounder.
What I love about this one is that it's a hard wall instead of one of the soft wall pitchbacks.
Tonight's game presented by Laxworks, the ultimate lacrosse rebound wall made of boating material. It's absolutely fabulous. Make sure you check out the Laxworks rebound wall. MedStar Health. At MedStar Health, our physicians, nurses, researchers, and support staff are all focused on one thing: caring for you and your family. By Under Armour. When you put in the work, nothing can stop you. Reach your goals with Under Armour. And Corrigan Sports Enterprises, sports marketing and event management professionals, bringing corporate marketing to life. Booker Corrigan and Mitchell Pehlke here. Comsewogue 8-7 game here against Shoreham Wading River as we see those Under Armour tryouts. You participated in the underclass event, the tryout. What a great way to measure yourself against the best.
Absolutely, you're trying out with the best kids in your grade. Really proving to yourself and to your peers, how good you are, how well you stack up against them. So it's an exciting time, and I'll never forget my tryout sophomore year, summer. Made the team, and we had a good turnout. Eventually lost to Baltimore in the championship, but experience I'll never forget.
Who was your coach for that DC team? Casey O'Neill?
No. Scott Mitchell was an assistant. Brewer.
Earl Brewer?
Yep.
Oh, I
the
love
legend.
Earl.
The legend, Earl Brewer, was our coach. Had a great team, though. Definitely guys you still see on TV today.
Our next game, June 8th, the Washington, D.C. Championships, presented by MedStar Health. That's going to be a fabulous occasion. We got two games, one at 5, one at 7. They're both going to be hosted by Catholic University. And friends, don't rule out being a part of the Under Armour All-American Impact Academy. To be the best, you need to learn from the best. When you come to the Under Armour All-American Impact Academy, you'll be schooled by the best in the business. Boys learn from coaches Kevin Corrigan, Charlie Toomey, John Tillman, Brian Doherty, Steele Stanwyck, and the Tom Maricek. The girls will learn from coaches Kathy Reese, Gary Gate, Mandy O'Leary, Pat McCabe, Mary Schwartz. Join us in Tampa. Just visit UnderArmourLacrosse.com. That'll be January 8th and 9th as the teams get ready to take on the second half of action. What an absolute treat. Sean Miller doing the bulk of the facing off for Shoreham Wading River in blue. Comsewogue in their home whites. The Warriors against the Wildcats. Comsewogue up 8-7 in a tightly contested matchup. Aiden McCaffrey, the Delaware commit, comes up with a loose ball. And the ball checked away. Skitters towards the sideline, but not out just yet. And now we get the whistle. Push call against Comsewogue, and now it'll be Shoreham Wading River possession. Here's Lockenmeyer. Now Cortez gets it down to Schwartz. Schwartz rolls back left-handed, feeds it behind. Cortez top center, wants it. Gets it. He moves it quickly. And the ball knocked away. It's going to be possession as we see Liam Kirschus get knocked to the turf there. Referee's getting a little bit of help. How much chirping's going on in college lacrosse these days?
Everyone's chirping. If you're not chirping, you're out of the ordinary. I'll never forget. I get chirped all the time from my YouTube channel, but I embrace it.
For those of you who are unaware, check out Mitchell Pehlke's YouTube channel. It is phenomenal. Fun, informative,
lacrosse,
classy.
lifestyle. Close
Yeah.
to 15,000 subscribers. Please subscribe. It's my life.
It's my life. I did see you have one called A Day in the Life, as we now have a man advantage for Shoreham Wading River. They trail by 1. They are ranked nationally with their 6-0 record. Comsewogue just 5-1, not too far behind them. This is Schwartz down to Lockenmeyer. Back to Schwartz, shot just wide. And we call it a position save. Mason Oak, the goaltender, didn't touch the ball, but he affected the shot. This is Cortez, number 7. I feel a sky whammy coming. Schwartz carries the defender momentarily, and they get it back to him. Pass deflected, and now Cortez is going to release it just a bit outside.
Lockenmeyer with the backup there.
I like Lockenmeyer's game.
I do too. Headed to Navy next year, like I said. Going to be playing with one of my best friends, Dominic Cole and Nick Cole. Excited to see that.
Cortez down. Oh, Schwartz! Wow! Got that Bob Barker suit game in Pehlke with my style. Money!
And that's why he's an Under Armour All-American, headed to UNC next year to play for the legendary Coach Bresci. See, the key is there catching it high, bringing it low, so the goalie dips and then coming back high with the shot. If he didn't drop his hands, the goalie would have never dipped and would have never made the goal. Exciting stuff by Schwartz. We'll definitely be watching him next year as he dominates down there in North Carolina.
UNC, of course, won the 2016 National Championship in OT over the Maryland Terrapins. Nothing but love for my friends at Florida Lacrosse News. My man Lee normally has a question. He texts me every game. Here's Cortez, number 7, gets it over to Schwartz. Johnny Schwartz and his brother Tyler, both committed to Carolina, both selected to play in the Under Armour senior game. Tyler Kitchen, number 22, balances out the midfield. There's your sky whammy. Little roll off. Shoreham Wading River still on the man advantage. Cortez fakes it, then gets it back. Great play by number 27, Aiden McCaffrey, as the ball skitters around the goal mouth. It's over the head of Radman, and a push call is going to give possession to the Warriors. Warriors have been playing a lot of defense in this third quarter as we are tied at 8. What a game. DC open, DC finishes. It's amazing how you can see those things from up in the booth.
Yep, DC hat trick tonight. Evens it out with 16 goals and 15 assists on the year. Exciting. Again, the flow is just coming out perfectly of the helmet. I love that.
Here's a good look at the feed. And goaltender Troiano went for the pick and never had a chance to really establish himself there.
That's definitely the risk, and you see that a lot in high school, taking the risk to get the pass, but then the pass goes through, and DC with a nice quick finish.
And just like that, Comsewogue with the goal, face-off, win, great ground ball pickup by McCrary. great chance to see this Comsewogue team balance the field. Both these teams, for high school teams, a lot of times they'll get cluttered around the crease. These teams seem to stay balanced. Cats shot over the cage. Comsewogue leads 9-8 here, third quarter. A lot of lacrosse left. Piles of great crowd enthusiasm as they know they're on Under Armour Lacrosse Live. Powered by CSE. Rollback shot. Bit of a desk pop right there. When was your last desk pop? September 0. Oh, here we go. Oh, one pass too many. And what could have been a goal for Shoreham Wading River is now transition for Comsewogue. Shot goal, DC. Oh, you know you like that, Daddy-O.
DC with the nifty shot there.
Yeah.
The high, absolutely picking the top left. Again, hair is still on point. Fourth goal tonight for DC. Excited for how he's playing.
Bringing it, slinging it, stinging it. Here's a replay. There's the deflected pass. You know, and you see those guys, he could have shot that. You want to be unselfish until it's time to be selfish. Here's Katsy getting it over to DC. DC.
Nifty.
Beautiful night for Comsewogue. Jake DC, the senior. Violation on the face-off, and he'll turn possession over. And here is Johnny Schwartz. Schwartz, just a star. Again, committed to Carolina. He and his brother Tyler both headed down there, and their defenseman number 44, Jake Wilson, headed to Duke.
This would be a big win for Comsewogue as they're 5-1, and Shoreham Wading River's 6-0, and nothing like beating your crosstown rival.
Mason Oak has been a bit of the difference in the game tonight, making saves and affecting shots. This is Brendan McCrary. McCrary committed to play at Army West Point. Here's DC. He very well may be your MedStar player of the game with 4 goals already. Herbsman gets it back from Katz, pushes it along the top. Nice settled team offense right now. The largest lead of the game at 2 goals. Ball goes high in the air, crease violation. And the home team folks are not going to be happy with that one, but Crimea River, as it's Shoreham Wading River possession. Cortez comes down to get it. Splits the double, rolls back, ball pops out. And here's Johnny Schwartz. And they're going to call that a ward as he initiated contact with the arm. And Comsewogue right back on offense. This is Cole Donnelly. Herbsman, number 21, up top, playing some pass with Donnelly. DC gets it behind. You could hear the Comsewogue bench saying, chew some of this. What are they chewing? Clock. Mitchell gave me a look like, I don't know. Hey, buddy. Oh. Comsewogue being very patient. Donnelly gets it to Katz. Oh, yes, sir! 3-goal lead for Comsewogue. Katzy doing work. Came into tonight's game. A little dance. Came into tonight's game with 16 goals.
Katz with the absolute laser. Low to low. Love the celebration. Chest bumping. Hitting a little TikTok dance, I think, there at the end. Nothing like celebrating with your best friends in high school.
How many TikToks have you done?
Too many to count.
Really?
Yes, yeah. Big on TikTok. Follow me on TikTok, Mitchell Pehlke.
Follow me on TikTok if I ever get on TikTok. I don't even scroll through. I don't even have it on my phone.
We'll get it downloaded after this.
We don't have to. Comsewogue rolling heavy right now with a 3-goal lead and possession. A lot of lacrosse left. As the clock squeaks below down to the 2-minute mark. Excuse me, 3-minute mark. DC. Bonacci, number 20, has a goal tonight. Gets it back top center. Katz all the way across the end line. This is Corey Watson. Bonacci. Crazy Ivan at the hash.
Shoreham Wading River in a little bit of a lock-off here. DC, Wilson been going at it all night. Maryland versus Duke commit.
Nice ground ball pickup by Wilson, and he gets it quickly to Troiano. Troiano's going to take his time right now as Shoreham Wading River gets their complement of clearing midfielders on the field. And just like that, they take it away. Oh, the one extra pass proves to be too many. Mitchell, what do you do there if you're the guy with the ball?
I'd settle it. You had a great possession. You're up by 3. No need to force it. It's a little mistake there that could cost him something here. As
I tell you what, I might disagree with there. I don't settle it. I shoot it. I sling it. They went for the extra pass, and it just failed to connect as Lockmeyer, and now it's Schwartz. Minute and a half to go in the quarter. Here's Schwartz. Errant pass, and again, it just sloppy at the wrong moments so far a couple times tonight. Aiden McCaffrey settles it, and now DC will possess. Gets it all the way behind. Bonacci gets it all the way behind to Katz. Bonacci stutter steps right to right, split dodge, fires wide. How do you teach a kid to make the goalie make a save in that instance?
I think in that instance, Katz had the whole middle of the field. He should have kept going to the front of the crease and did a little dip and dunk.
Here's Bonacci.
Comsewogue been taking real advantage of the shorties this whole game.
20 seconds to go now in the quarter. There we go. He gets a step backhand flick. And that's going to be Shoreham Wading River ball, albeit very little time left. 3 seconds isn't enough time to score a goal, but it is enough time to draw a penalty. See what happens down at the far end. There's your horn. 3 quarters in the book. Under Armour Lacrosse Live, powered by CSE. Comsewogue up by 3.
Tactor shields are getting athletes back to play safely. Independently tested, they block over 90% of airborne germs. Anti-fog, breathability, great sight lines, and they attach to your cage in seconds. It's easy to see why Tactor shields is the choice of athletes. You play hard, we will keep you safe. Order your shield today at TactorShields.com.
Standing high school lacrosse career. But when the kid touches the ball, he scores goals. Say hello to Matt Rambo. Look at the spin move. As Rambo steps in, sticks it.
Awesome. That was a good time.
Matt Rambo is just taking over.
Having a historic year for the University of Maryland. Matt Rambo.
Let's take a look at our New York rivals play of the game. Here's Lockenmeyer inside feed, and Gregoric being checked to the ground. Here he is. He hits the turf right on the top of the crease. Lockenmeyer comes up with it and finds Gregoric, who goes back down on the ground. Twice on the ground, once in the goal.
Gotta love that. Always keeping his eye on the play and on the ball. Lockenmeyer finding him on the crease. Excellent feed right to the stick. Puts it low for the goalie. Unable to save it. It's a great play, and that's why it's the play of our game.
The New York rivals play of the game, as we see a couple of the Shoreham Wading River stars. Gregoric, Lockenmeyer, great players, and of course, Johnny Schwartz, Francisco Cortez, Tyler Schwartz, and Jake Wilson. Right back to the face-off dot to start the 4th quarter. 12 minutes remaining in this rivalry matchup. Booker Corrigan thrilled to be alongside Mitchell Pehlke. Comsewogue with the face-off win. And again, Comsewogue, such a nice job on spreading out that offense. How important is it to stay spread when you're running good team offense?
You know, it's so important, especially getting the ball around in early situations like this. Getting it around, getting everyone to get a touch, get the nerves out, and then attacking shorties like they've been doing all night.
Bonacci against Cortez, finds a man in the center, shot, goal. Oh my goodness. 10% luck, 20% skill. Goal by number 33, Brett Deegan, the senior.
Gotta love the little ripper by Deegan. A little 11, 12 yards, sidearm lefty. Snuck it right past him.
And you can see goaltender Troiano. It just look into the heavens after that one squeaks in. Deegan. Big goal for him. Comsewogue up 12-8. A 4-goal advantage. Sean Miller looking to get it started with the face-off, and now we get flags a-flying. And Comsewogue's going to go on the man advantage, and they have a player down But he quickly hops to his feet and runs off. Kenny Summit, just a junior. Kind of a side of the head hit. Referees are going to talk about. See if Judge Joe Murphy helps make a ruling on this one. It's okay if you laugh out loud.
Okay.
It's okay. You don't have to hide the laughs.
Okay.
All right.
Learning
First
here.
thing I told you when you drove up. So we're going to have fun. It's okay to laugh.
It is, yeah. First time on here. Wouldn't want to learn from anyone else.
Yeah. And they're going to go full time on the high hit. Coach Mike Taylor, none too happy about that one. As they trail by 4, and they will now be down a man. On a beautiful night here at Comsewogue High School, home of the Warriors. And you're down 4, you're going to go down a man. If you can kill off this penalty, it can give you, so you can snag some momentum out of it.
This would be big. Obviously, Comsewogue having the momentum in this game, being up 4 and at home against a town rival. Everything's swinging their way. So this could be big here for Shoreham Wade.
You know what we like to say about momentum? It's a lot like the wind. You can't see it, but you sure as heck can feel it.
That is true. First time I've heard that, and I like that.
Comsewogue's going to run some clock. They get the full-time serve here. (24) Mantione on the wing. Some might say they're being a little patient right here.
Taking advantage of the clock, which they should be.
But you don't want to take your foot off the gas. It's a fine line. Mantione up top. Shot. Troiano shrugs that off as Herbstman offered it. Herbstman committed to Oneonta. Herbstman top center. DC top left side. Here's DC. 4 goals on the night for him. Inside feed. Love that play.
Got to be careful with these shots. Don't really have too much backup with the attackman playing on the pipes there.
That is one of the dangers of that 3-3. Yep. You don't have a guy back there for the auto backup, and the goalie will sometimes make a run for it. Fake flip. It's another DC shot. Caroms off a defender. Troiano dives for it and gets it.
Gotta love that. At Ohio State, we call that a Buckeye play. Diving for end lines is what
What's
we do.
What's a Buckeye?
A Buckeye.
Yeah.
The Buckeye is the Ohio nut.
Okay.
Yep.
I just want to make sure you knew.
Yeah.
Because it looked like you didn't know.
No, I knew. Saying with confidence.
It's the Buckeye way. Shoreham Wading River on offense. No need to rush right now. It's 9 minutes plus remaining. And by golly, you know, it's a 4-goal differential. No need to panic at all right now. Here's Cortez, number 7 in blue. Inside shot, never made it through as the ball ricochets into the Comsewogue defender, but it's stolen away immediately. There's a diagonal pass, and again, sticks in passing lanes.
A late hit by there.
Schwartz. Nails him, and he is going to sit for it. A lot of fouls tonight.
Expected, though. Crosstown rival. Guys probably aren't really friends, don't like each other. The rivalry is deep up here in Long Island.
And here it is. That's a shoulder. The guy was leaning over.
No. A little iffy call there.
Iffy, I would call it. Iffy. But at Under Armour All-American Impact Academy, January 8th and 9th, down in Tampa, Florida. Gorgeous time to be there. And again, once again this summer, the Under Armour All-American tryouts will be coming to your town. We all know that being named an Under Armour All-American means something important. Don't miss out. Visit UnderArmourLacrosse.com to reserve your spot today. Those Long Island tryouts, July 15th for the boys, July 19th for the girls. Connie, July 1st and 2nd, and New England, boys and girls both on July 19th. Go to UnderArmourLacrosse.com and make sure you get it. It's great that they give us a chance to promote an amazing event like the Under Armour All-American. Well, the referees talked to all the coaches. I think they talked to a couple fans. The popcorn vendor got in there and said a couple words to them. It's like, hey, buddy. All right, buddy. Here's Mitchell Pehlke, the analyst. Booker Corrigan, play-by-play. What a great night. Cole Donnelly, number 4 on the wing. He will nudge it along the top. Herbstman playing the top center of the 3-3.
Big flip.
Mantillon, now it's Donnelly. Up top to Mantillon. Back to Donnelly, and Herbstman's back top center. A lot of flash, no cash so far in this man advantage. And Comsewogue kind of effectively killed that penalty off for Shoreham Wading River. This is Donnelly. Donnelly guarded by Max Barone. Only blemish on Comsewogue's record is a 10-7 loss to Mount Sinai. I talked with Coach Pete Mitchell, and he loves his team chemistry this year. A lot of seniors, over 15 seniors on this squad. Ball now battled for as push call against Comsewogue. It's going to give Shoreham Wading River possession. And little sloppy play right there. That's an unfortunate turn of events.
You can really hear the crowd in this one. Comsewogue getting into it, players jumping around. That's what the home field advantage will do to you.
Bonacci with a little bobble, and Shoreham Wading River comes away. And this is Barone. Barone with speed and a trail check on Lockenmeyer that time. Comsewogue making their own breaks. And as I say that, the broadcaster's jinx is in full effect. I don't know if we get a timeout or a push call. I think it's a timeout. Coach Pete Mitchell saving possession there with the timeout call. They lead by 4 at home. Big moment.
gift guide. Thought it was a really cool accessory and a really different way of looking at a rebounder.
What I love about this one is that it's a hard wall instead of one of the soft wall kickbacks.
Coming back from the timeout. It is gonna be clutch moments as we are now under the 6-minute mark. Comsewogue taking their time, giving their final instructions. Coach Pete Mitchell, as I said before, he knows this is a big rivalry, but he loves his team chemistry. As Jake Deasey's gonna start with it.
Seen this matchup all night. Jake Deasey, Jake Wilson.
And that is going to be a foul. And Shoreham Wading River, they've committed a lot of fouls. They've been called for even more. Referees come together quickly. I wouldn't be surprised if they downgrade this to a hold or a push as opposed to a full 1-minute trip. We'll see. He called it a technical foul. It was clearly a trip. Like, I get that. It's not my first lacrosse game. But they downgrade that out of, because it wasn't intentional.
Yeah. Everyone knew it was an accident.
They downgraded to a 30-second push from a full 1 minute. And Tedesco will sit in the box for just 30 seconds. It's still not panic time if I'm Shoreham Wading River. You want to try and make Comsewogue play the game because they've clearly shown that they will take their foot off the gas at times. And again, talk about taking your foot off the gas. They literally killed off the penalty all 30 seconds. Didn't go near the goal. Here's DC against Wilson. Shares it with Watson. Cats up top. And this is Mantione.
Under 5 here.
Comsewogue content to just run some clock as we roll through the fourth quarter. Clock approaching that 4:20 mark. This is Donnelly. Comes out left-handed. Referees put the stall on the shot clock now applied.
Jake Wilson there with the check.
A lot of lumber there on the clear. Shoreham Wading River gets the clear, and now they have possession. Here's Swartz. Double comes. Gets it to the open man. Inside. Oh, he doesn't score on it. What a pass. Great play by Alec Gregoric to make the pass. Wow. That looked like a Kevin Pehlke to Perry Frazier type play, but Perry finishes those. Outside shot, Mason Oak gathers We had a play on for the interference, and now it's just pitched up the field. And here comes Radman. Comsewogue, little case of the bobbles on offense. And Shoreham Wading River looks to clear. This is Tyler Swartz, also an Under Armour All-American Senior Selection, committed to Carolina. As we are under 3 minutes, Johnny Schwartz eefs it behind him. A great pickup by Lockenmeyer. He's got some D1 size on him.
Thick boy. A little bit like Matt Rambo.
Yeah. Inside feed, Lockenmeyer backs it up. See if they can change fields right here. A hitch move by Cortez. Swartz goes behind and wants it, and now gets it. Inside feed, unable to connect, and the ball bounds towards the midfield line, gathered by Cortez. And Coach Mike Taylor is going to talk things over. 12-8 your score. Shoreham Wading River with possession when we return.
Gift guide, thought it was a really cool accessory and a really different way of looking at a rebounder.
What I love about this one is that it's a hard wall instead of one of the soft wall kickbacks.
Go to dclacrosse.com to see how you can learn more about that great event. It'll be hosted at Catholic University. If you're anywhere near the area, get there. And if you can't, we'll be bringing you those games on Under Armour Lacrosse Live. Booker Corrigan, Mitchell Pehlke bringing you tonight's rivalry battle. Comsewogue against Shoreham Wading River. What's impressed you so far about the Warriors?
I'd say Jake Deasy. I mean, he's our player of the game. 16 goals, 15 assists this season, heading to Marist next year. Been absolutely putting on a show, I could say. Jake Wilson, Under Armour All-American. So big shout out to Jake Deasy.
Shoreham Wading River. Clock is not their friend right now. Cortez down the wing, gets it up top, and sticks in passing lanes. Has impressed me with Comsewogue's defense. Long stick goal by number 27, Aiden McCaffrey. Delaware getting a star.
Gotta love that. Him coming down, long stick midi goal. I'd say keep an eye on the bench here. They're almost halfway on the field celebrating.
And he kind of dropped it down to sidearm and then went with the Paris Hilton. Off-hip bouncer. Great play by McCaffrey. Well done, young man. Comsewogue with a big 5-goal lead now. Face-off win for Sean Miller. Saved by Mason Oak. And timeout on the field. Comsewogue's going to settle things up as Mason Oak, goaltender for Comsewogue, has done fabulous work tonight. making saves when they need it the most. Mitchell, we talked about the diagonal passes. We talked about sticks in passing lanes. Comsewogue, how well do they do that? And before I get to that, let's get our Under Armour player of the game. There's your tryouts, your regional tryouts, Long Island, boys and girls. Make sure you get there. Dave Katowski, one of the great coaches for that Long Island girls group, Christina Esposito, and of course Mike Taylor, who's coaching right here tonight. Mike Taylor coaches Shoreham Wading River. He has a lot of experience. And Under Armour Lacrosse Live, June 8th at 5 and 7 in the Washington, D.C. Championships. That is going to be a treat. Mitchell, we talked about the diagonal passes, offensive and defensively. Are you impressed with Comsewogue's keeping sticks in passing lanes?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could just tell their defense wants it more. Sticks out on ball. That's what we always say. Sticks on hand, sticks out on ball. And they're just picking off passes, playing harder. And you obviously see it here, and the crowd's cheering, so everything's kind of going Comsewogue's way.
Mason Oak, number 3 goaltender for Comsewogue. He has got to love it. Now, the timeout there gives Shoreham Wading River a chance to set up the inevitable double team.
If you were the coach of Comsewogue, would you have taken that timeout?
Probably not. But it's a chance to sub some of your guys if you want to get some guys in the rivalry game. He's got a ton of seniors, so he definitely wants to get some guys some experience. Looks like he's going to give Jake Deasy the ball. Deasy, as I like to say, honored with getting possession, and for that honor, he will receive a double team. And maybe a couple checks. Let's see how he splits it. And right away, Shoreham Wading River takes pleasure in dislodging the ball, but so does Comsewogue, and they come back up with it. Cole Donnelly, what a play. And then he just gets it down the field. And a timeout by Shoreham Wading River. 13-8 your score. Just over a minute to play here from Comsewogue.
Gift guide, thought it was a really cool accessory and a really different way of looking at a rebounder.
What I love about this one is that it's a hard wall instead of one of the soft wall pitchbacks.
Just over a minute remaining. Shoreham Wading River up against it just a little bit. Clock starts, and they will be in attack mode. Cortez, number 7, played a great game tonight. Thrilled with the way he plays all over the field. Of course, as I say that, he's relieved of possession by Minma. They earn it back, and here's Lockemeyer. Rolls back. Gets it inside, another pass, and again, the theme of the night, knockdown passes. Oh, great shot off a ball. Loose ball, Curtius. Goodness. That'll make it 13-9, but it may just not be enough, not in time. For Shoreham Wading River, they came in undefeated, and it's going to be a tall order to leave undefeated. There's the ball going on the ground, lobbed over even. A hitch move. How's your hitch move, Mitchell?
It's pretty good. I'd say the COD is probably the best part of my game.
Now, you say change of direction. Do you mean roll dodge and gaining ground, or just change of direction?
Just change direction. Quick with the feet.
Reminds me of Kevin Pehlke.
A lot of similarities.
Quick with the feet. Sean Miller gets it down the wing. Shot saved by Mason Oak, just as he did to start the game. He was on fire early. He's been a difference in tonight's game. So has Jake Deasy. And there it is. The rivalry goes to Comsewogue. The Warriors find a way to take down the Wildcats of Shoreham Wading River. Let's take a look at our MedStar player of the game, Jake Deasy.
Jake Deasy absolutely tore it up tonight. Looked even better on a future Under Armour All-American defenseman, Jake Wilson. Deasy playing great, finishing all the balls, hair on point, like you want to see. That's why he's our player of the game.
This is the coast-to-coast goal. They bring it from defense to offense. Right away down. Deasy feeling it. Oh, scorches the corner.
Maybe a little Sports Center top 10.
Yeah. He's your Under Armour All-American Underclass Player of the Game. Brought to you by MedStar. 13-9. Mitchell, how you feel?
I feel great. Good game tonight. Comsewogue with the win over their rival. Both teams now with one loss.
6-1 apiece.
First time doing this. Got to give a shout out to Bookman himself.
Yeah.
Want to say thank you for tonight.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. A great game up and down the field. A lot of great athletes. For everyone at Corrigan Sports, including executive producer Ryan Corrigan, and for Mitchell Pehlke, I'm Booker Corrigan reminding you, you only get one shot at today.